You're having a great time in the States. Tell us something about it.
There's not really much to say about it. Really, it's been a really good year. Obviously, been playing some really solid golf, and just loving it.
You've come on form to this tournament, and you've played this morning. What's your thoughts on the course here at the Lakes?
Yeah, I like the course. Very tricky, especially in the wind. I think that's going to play a huge factor this week. It's a little bit soft at the moment, but there's obviously some reasons behind that. I think it's meant to get really windy tomorrow and Saturday, so they're obviously trying to hold on a little bit. But I'd like to see it a little bit firmer, but it is what it is.
Great. Questions, please.
So Cam, you're the leading Australian heading into the tournament. How do you feel about leading the way for the home fans, and how do you handle that pressure?
Yeah, I haven't really tried to think about it too much. There's a lot of guys out here that can win this week. A lot of Aussies. They're coming off 3 or 4 weeks of tournament golf as well, so everyone's pumped and ready to go. And like I said, I don't think about it, but I think there's a lot of guys out here a lot of Australians that could potentially win this week.
Bruce.
Cameron, congratulations on another good year.
Looking
back 5 years, I think it is now, 4 or 5 years you've been a pro.
Yeah. I think it's 4, 4 and a half.
If somebody had have told you that 4 years ago that you would be on the PGA Tour, a winner on the PGA Tour, and having the level of success that you are, would you have been surprised? Or is what you've achieved so far about what you had anticipated and expected?
Yeah, I probably would have told them that they were dreaming, to be honest. Grant and my coach and I were talking about this actually only like a couple of months ago, and we always thought that I could be a winner on the PGA Tour, I could be on the PGA Tour, but we didn't think it would happen this quickly for sure. So, just everything's kind of fallen into place, and just been working hard, and it's just been. Yeah, it's been a whirl. I mean, it's gone so quickly, and to be where I am now, compared to 4.5 years ago, is crazy.
Cam, obviously, guys playing majors consider them to be the pinnacle of the game. Where does this tournament rank for you? Does it rank alongside the majors, given it's a national open, or below it, or where is it above it?
Yeah, I rate this tournament. I rate every tournament in Australia pretty highly in my books. I always love coming home to Australia. I don't get to spend as much time as I'd like to, obviously, here now. For me, it's just nice to be able to come home and just see everyone that I grew up with, and catch up with friends and family.
What would it mean to get your name on a trophy with some of the legends of the game?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I've had a little bit of a different strategy into this year. Typically, I kind of slack off after those Asian events, and then come down here fresh off a couple of weeks off. So I've been working pretty hard the last couple of weeks back in Jacksonville, and I really want to get this one. So that's kind of been the determination, I guess, to the hard work.
Mate, some of that hard work's with your younger Queensland peers. What does that all mean to you? Just to be able to give back as you have, and everything else you do, your scholarship and everything like that. That warm your heart, I would imagine. Yeah,
it's really nice for me to be able to give back to junior golf. I've basically said ever since I turned pro that I'd love to do something like that. So. And it kind of all fell into place this year. I've been meaning to do it for a couple of years now, and couldn't have worked out really any better with Jed and Louis coming over. It was a good week. Had a lot of good times, and they were good kids as well.
So, you've been there 4 or 5 years, or a pro 4 or 5 years. Do you see yourself being sort of looked at now by the younger kids coming through, the next wave behind you?
Yeah, even just noticing the last couple of days, a little bit of a increase, I guess, in just kids coming up to me and wanting photos and autographs and stuff. It's been really cool. Not too long ago I was in their shoes, and for them to be able to look up to me now is really weird. But it's awesome.
You sound a lot more comfy with it.
Like I said, I'd do anything for the juniors of Queensland and Australia. So to be in a position to give back is pretty cool. Yeah.
I've been monitoring you. I've been monitoring your career by your cars. What happens to your cars when you get 5 spare cents? Where are you up to now?
I haven't changed much in the last year or so. I've been pretty tame this year. Yeah, so love my cars and love getting into them. I'm a bit of a rev head, so. No, nothing extravagant this year. Yeah, it's been a pretty quiet year on the car point.
Cameron, in 2 weeks' time, you'll have the opportunity to defend the PGA title. You won in front of family and friends at Royal Pines last year. Are many of your family and friends coming down for this week?
I actually got a pretty small bunch of people coming down. I think I'll have a few guys from the golf club and stuff come down for the weekend. But everyone's going to be there at the PGA. They love that week, and the whole seems like all of one teamer comes down, and all the family and friends. Yeah, it's a bit over the top, but it's a good fun week, and I'll still get probably 10 or 15 guys come down for the weekend.
Just looking ahead to next week in the World Cup, have you been juiced up about the prospect of playing that and representing Australia in that regard? I know you represented them as an amateur on several occasions.
That was also one of the goals for this year, was to get on that World Cup team. I knew it would be a bit of a tight fit with Jason unsure what he was doing, and so I knew I had to play well towards that last end of the season there to get on that team, and for Leash to be able to pick me was very generous. And that's all we've been talking about for like the last month and a half. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Just on that, mate, so when he wins Malaysia, and you're there, you guys, it's not just a thrown together team. You guys are pretty good mates, aren't you? Yeah,
we've spent, Leash has been one of the guys that's been really helpful throughout my whole US tour career. So, his caddy lives close by to me in Jacksonville, so we spend a lot of time together, and, we don't really go out and have dinner or anything like that. We just spend a lot of time at the golf club and, in the locker rooms just mucking around and doing silly stuff.
Cameron, how many meat pies since you've been back, mate?
What was that, sorry?
How many meat pies you had since you've been back on Saturday?
I think I'm going for the world record this week. Meat pie intake. I think I've had 5 already. But it is by far the best, the most. It's the thing I miss the most, for sure.
On a serious note, you've come very close to winning this tournament the last 2 years. Did you feel you were ready to win the Australian Open, say, 2 years ago at Royal Sydney and even last year at the Australian?
Yeah, that was pretty. The one at Royal Sydney was pretty heartbreaking to miss in the playoff. And it's been basically on my mind ever since. We've had a pretty good crack last year. Like I said, my preparation leading up to the event the last couple of years probably hasn't been the greatest. That's something that I've focused on the last couple of weeks is, thinking of lifting a trophy. So that's been, it's been a good couple of weeks of preparation rather than just lack of, basically.
Are you staying over Christmas? Are you here for Christmas? When do you go back to Pontevedra?
I am here for Christmas. I'm gonna spend a week at home after the PGA. I've got a junior event at the club I grew up at One Teamer, that I've got to be present at, or I want to make myself present at. And then I'm going to go back for about a week or so just to do some stuff around home and, do all the adult stuff. And then come back down for Christmas, yeah.
That's terrific. Well, more questions? Any more? One more at the back.
Smitty, just want to get your thoughts on the golf course.
Yeah.
On the golf course?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I think it's a good golf course. The wind plays a massive factor around here. I was just saying before of how soft it is. It almost seems like American golf. That's what we play every week. So it'd be nice to play on a bit of a firmer golf course. But I think they're just trying to save the golf course. I think it's meant to get really windy. So I don't think they want another thing that happened 4 or 5 years ago, which is understandable.
Okay, everybody, questions finished? Terrific. Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you for
guys.
coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim. It's all about it.